The Manipur government has suspended mobile internet for the next 5 days in the state to tackle the worsening law and order situation after tribal groups took out rallies in several districts of the state. Now, along with ban on large gatherings, night curfew too has been imposed in several districts of the state. My colleague Ratnadeep joining us for more details on this. And Ratnadeep, these protests clearly are turning violent. So two questions for you. Firstly, what is the scale of the protest by the tribals? And secondly, what are their concerns? What are the reasons behind these protests?
Well, this the protest rallies were actually initially peaceful. So there were protest rallies in almost all the, hill districts, all the tribal-dominated districts. This protest rally was called by a student body. It was called the Tribal Solidarity March. This was, against the idea of inclusion of the Meitei community in the scheduled tribe category. Remember, the Meiteis who are the majority community in the state are not scheduled tribe at this moment, but then there was a recent High Court order which has allowed the state government to consider, including the Meiteis in the scheduled tribe list, which the tribal groups have been vehemently opposing. But this rally comes close on the heels of last week's flare-up in Churachandpur district, where there were cases of vandalism and arson at a venue where Chief Minister was supposed to attend. And that flare-up was largely because of allegations that the state government is trying to harass tribal people in the name of encroachment from, reserve forest and forest land. Now, today what we are picking up from police sources, initially in almost all the places the rallies were peaceful, but particularly in areas which are bordering areas between the hill areas, the hill districts which are dominated by the tribals, and the Imphal Valley and its surrounding areas which are dominated by the Meiteis. There were places like Bishnupur district, some other parts where there was pitch battle between communities, and police had to resort to tear gas shelling to disperse the crowd. In fact, in Imphal West district, in Churachandpur and its adjoining Firzwal, as well as Bishnupur district, there is Section 144 of the CRPC clamped, and also night curfew. What we are hearing is that there have been arson in the border town of More in Taknapal district. There have been also reports of arson from other parts of the state. So therefore, the situation is on the boil. In fact, it has a backdrop given the fact that for the past couple of months, the tribal groups, particularly the Kuki community, has been rather displeased with the state government. It all started perhaps with the state government's drive against illegal poppy cultivation in the hill areas, and the hill areas are dominated by the tribals. Subsequently, there have been several eviction drives which the tribals have opposed, particularly in what government claims to be reserve forest. So there has been a bone of contention between the tribals and the state government. However, it seems that the recent decision of the Manipur High Court to allow the state government to consider starting process to include the Meitei community, which is the largest community, majority community in the scheduled tribe list, has been something which the tribal groups have been vehemently opposed to. In fact, this has perhaps opened up the old ethnic fault lines in the state, and something that the state government now will have to deal with. And remember, Vice President is also in Manipur at the time when this has happened. And this is going to be a big test for the Biren Singh government, particularly at a time when there have been reports in the past 1 month that there has been also a section of the BJP MLAs who have been miffed with the functioning of the government. Particularly, they have questioned the leadership of the Chief Minister as well. 4 MLAs have resigned from their, government posts. So there is a political rumbling within the BJP, which Biren Singh at this moment enjoys the numbers, support of the majority.
Right.
But if you look at Manipur politics, then you have 20 tribal reserve seats. So therefore, how politically this plays out and how center also helps the state to handle this situation will be something to look forward to.
Right, so the situation tense there in Manipur. Thanks very much, Ratnadeep, for joining us. The internet suspended, night curfew, and also a ban on large gatherings there in Manipur amid these protests.